what is it? Micro
Maniacs.
Maniacs. I wanted to say managers because, you know, corporate America does that to you. Anyways, spawning in the lower right-hand corner here on Frost Ladder Edition, it is going to be Team Gravity's Debaser.
And our Zerg player in the top left for Micro Maniacs, we have Celiumn. And I had to ask him how to say that beforehand, but he confirmed that it is Celiumn. That N on the end really threw me off, but I guess it's like column.
Yeah.
You just kind of ignore it.
Should have been named CZ.
Gotta love the English language where you're just like, well, there's a letter there, but just don't even worry about it. Just leave that off.
Yep. Anyway, so we got a TVZ here on Frost Ladder Edition. I'm gonna say we're probably gonna be seeing Hatch first out of Celiumn. It's pretty common on this map.
Yeah, 4-player map. Scouting, I mean, it's just very difficult to do all-in type of things when you don't know where your opponent is going to be, and so I would assume that you are correct in that he will be going Hatch first. It looks like as those minerals soar over 200, that is going to be a thing, and that Hatch goes down. So, point for Cha0S.
Yeah!
Now, I'm going to expect you to be perfect from here on out. So what is Debaser going to be doing here, Cha0S?
I mean, this map just blatantly screams Reaper opening, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing a couple Reapers come out, do a scouting, get some harassment going on. We'll have to see if they can actually get too terribly much done. Obviously, he's probably going to scout the northern position first, and then move over to the left, depending on what that SCV scout sees. So.
Yeah, I think pretty basic scouting, and you said, I'm holding you to, I think you said a couple Reapers, so I'm going to anticipate 2 Reapers, Cha0S, and if you're wrong, nothing will happen, but I will look down on you.
Because the first one's the initial scout, and then the second one is the, oh, now that I found him, I want to actually try and do some damage, so...
It works well, especially when you're against, you know, a Hatch first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cha0S with that OP scouting. Scouting report previous to the game, just knowing what exactly will be going down. So good. And it is nice, you know, with that little bit later pool, sorry. Sometimes they won't quite have the defense they need, but it looks like that won't be a problem, as Celiumn is getting those queens that he will need, so no big deal.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how far into the macro game this gets. I would assume that Celium's probably going to take a relatively early third. A couple Lings going to come out, deny some of that scouting from that SCV, and then probably going to go sit on the towers for then again, or just get pushed back by the Reaper.
Yeah, all right, taking out one Ling, and he's just going to kind of be coming in for some informational type things. And we're following this Reaper around, seeing what he sees, seeing if there's anything interesting, but alas, no such luck as he makes a slow walk of shame back to his buddy Reaper.
Yeah, so pretty much denying any type of Ling scouting coming out of Celiumn. My guess is he's going to be focusing on checking to see when that third comes down, and then behind this he's just going to go ahead and get his Reactor Hellion on this up. Actually, a really fast command center coming out of him.
And that will be, yes, a third. I know he built that he built the other one on the low ground, and that is just one of those things, those extra couple of seconds, not fearing any aggression. So he's going very, we'll say, economically aggressive.
Yeah, so the question of the day is, how does he want to play this game? He's getting his tech lab down with the barracks, and I don't know. This, like, just because he doesn't have the starport, I'm still kind of leaning toward that he might make this. Just because, you know, I would have thought at this point, I don't know,
Stim. It's Stim, yeah. I was thinking the same sort of thing, but he hadn't added on the gases quite yet. And
yeah, that's very true.
And it looks like Celiumn is also adding on a third, but will he know about this third of his opponent? Because he will most likely want a fourth pretty quickly if that is the case. But no real tech decisions here out of Celiumn just yet.
Yeah, so Celiumm's trying to make the decision on what he's going to do. He's got a couple queens coming out to try and defend this a little bit, but he's going to be met by those Hellions. Queens versus Hellions. Queens are still pretty good, but the extra Reaper might pose a threat.
Yeah, especially with a few more Hellions coming across. Looks like he left one at home. Not sure if that was intentional or just on accident. So he will have 3 Hellions in that Reaper.
Yeah, so that was actually a very unfortunate Overlord scout. If you take a look at Celiumm's vision, he pretty much didn't see anything with that. He got in, he only saw the one gas, but he already knew about it. So yeah, overall, not a very effective Overlord.
Yes, now this orbital command, when it lifts off, this Overlord on the left may see it anyway, but with the amount of aggression that Debaser's, throwing in, you wouldn't necessarily anticipate that he was going for a really fast third base, because he's being pretty aggressive moving across the map here and putting on a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 24 more lanes on the way for Celiumn, so he's definitely going to be able to, kind of push back these Hellions. He's got to be very, very careful, though, because, Hellions can roast Lings really, really quickly. As a handful of Lings get roasted right there.
And a little bit interesting, he's making his lair at his third, it appears. So he maybe wants to boost that up, make sure it doesn't die, and is willing to sacrifice some tech if it does. Usually, I usually like to see Zergs take it at their natural if they don't want to put it in the main. What do you think about that, Cha0S? Is that one of the things with this map, or what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'd say that you're probably right. He wants to give it a little bit more health to deal with any type of aggression toward it. But yeah, I definitely am more inclined to put it at the natural, just because the natural is like your point of contention. Because, ooh, hello, got a little bit of lag. We usually have a whole bunch of all of your tech in the main, and once your natural goes down, you're pretty much in deep trouble.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also, one thing I kind of half highlighted on screen here is it looks like Debaser is going for pretty fast upgrades. He's getting that 1-1 out relatively quickly. 1-1 almost finishing up for our Zerg player as well. So he's really going pretty heavy into this nice little bio ball that he's building up here. But with 3 bases, this could get pretty scary pretty quickly. It really depends on what Celiumn and what kind of composition he comes up with here, as he now is adding in a lot of Banelings. I'm wondering, is that
Baneling bust?
Yeah, I was like, that seems like a lot of Banelings. That's 15 is kind of on that. He's not just being safe. That's a lot of Banelings. So
yeah,
we'll definitely have to see.
Yeah, so Lings are coming in here trying to get some damage done, but there are a lot of Marines here. It's basically, ooh, Banelings are coming in from behind. What is going to happen?
Oh, no. That was a pretty good splitting going on, so they're not doing a whole lot. It's Baneling speed now 10 seconds away from being done. A little bit rough there for him because he's not left with a lot, and now finally Baneling speed, they come rolling on in, and it looks like Celiumm's going to try to double expand behind this, and he basically wants to go all in on this working, and he finally gets through, but how much damage can he do? Debaser doing a good job trying to put up more secondary bunkers. SCV's fighting now. Marines in a great spot to take out Lings.
Yeah, I think Debaser's going to hold this on simply because of, his Sim City. The bunkers did a really good job giving him some very nice narrow cracks. And I think without that, I think he would have been pretty much dead at that point.
And a little interesting fact, 105 Zerglings were lost in that onslaught there, Cha0S. That's a lot.
That is indeed a lot of units. Now we've got a mild doom drop coming our way as... No, I take that back. No, bunkers are getting loaded. Don't mind me.
No worries there, Cha0S, but we'll have to see, because it looks like he does not... I don't know if he's trying to transition out or going more all in. He's got plenty more Banelings now. It doesn't look like he has enough to really solidify this as an all-in, but back home getting +2 on the ground, so he definitely wants to stick with a ground-based army with an infestation pit. I'm wondering if swarm hosts are the answer that he believes in.
I don't know. It's like, part of me thinks that he's going to just go for a really fast hive. I mean, his +2/+2 is almost done, or about halfway done. He's getting burrow, and he did go ahead and get a macro hatch as opposed to taking his 4th too terribly early. So part of me is like, he's been very, very mineral heavy so far. He probably just wants to find something to sink that gas into.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh, and losing some of the Banelings. Oh, big Baneling landmine! So good! Celiumn, that was a sneaky little maneuver just on the edge of that scan, and boy, did that pay off.
Wow, that gave me nergasms.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Oh, my lord.
Oh, a nice Nice hit there, and it looks like he's going to drive him back, and he is saying, you know what wins games? Zerglings. And that's it. It looks like finally there's pathogen glands, so it looks like he wants to add in some infestors, but right now he's got 98 Zerglings on the field, and he's just going all in on this. And, oh, those Widow Mines can do so much damage. We'll see.
Yeah, I think with the detection out here, I don't think there's really much that Debaser's going to be really able to do. He's trying to defend on, but, you know, at this point there are more medevacs than there are units to heal.
And that is usually not a good sign. And it looks like Celiumn is backing off for the time being. Maybe he's just going to morph in a whole bunch more Banelings, depending. He's got the gas to do it, certainly. But it looks like there come out the Infestors, which will make this a very dangerous army, especially with this good cluster of medevacs that he's got. And there's the Hive coming down as well. So not a super fast Hive Chaos, but I'll give you credit there. And there is a swell of Banelings. Just 10 adding in, so we'll have to see if he can end this. Oh, and a great surround, but he pulls back.
Well, I'm kind of curious why he didn't commit. Because, I mean, it's like, he's got the forces to do it, and I guess he's probably just going to wait for Banelings to get in, because that's going to be the, you know, kind of the nail in the coffin as far as breaking that front wall.
Yeah, he was so indecisive. He jumped back and forth there several times, it seemed, and I think that did some damage. Tried a little burrowed Baneling mine, but it does cost a scan, which is a nice little thing. And he has effectively shut down the third, which is really nice for him.
Yeah, I think that's kind of his biggest pro at this point. You know, he's been shutting down that third for probably the past 5 or 6 minutes. And at this point, you know, Debaser's rules patches aren't looking too healthy.
Yeah.
You know, Maine's only got...
Go ahead, Chaos.
Maine's only got about 5 or 6 patches, but the natural's only down to a little bit, probably about half its life left. Ooh, Investors going in. Infested Terran going down. Lots of links coming out. And this was a nice little engagement. And I'm starting to think that Debaser's got some issues coming at his front door.
I think you are exactly correct. With 30 more lings on the way, he just made another, now 42 more on the way. He's saying lings can win this game by themselves because I am Zerg and Zerglings. That's it. You have
Lings
no
OP.
answer. There it is. That was just lings on lings on lings and no DV.